So what I'd like to do here is just illustrate a couple of ideas. One is the idea of trying to make links quite explicit in what we do. So for example, in year 3 and 4 in the Australian curriculum, there's quite a strong focus in the multiplication and associated division facts. And so what we've done is just make a couple of very simple game formats. Here are a couple of examples, and you'll see how they all link together in a minute. We're also going to use the see-through counters because they work best in this case here. So you notice that this game's called Multispin. Obviously it's about multiplication, and it's called Multispin 9, so it's about multiplication with 9. It's sort of colour matched to this game here, which is called Spindiv. Now you can guess that this is about dividing by 9. And then we've colour matched it to this game which is called Racecar Rally Division 9. So you can guess this is also about division. So orange, orange, orange. So in our classroom I might have kids playing all multi-spin, Spindiv and Racecar Rally Division to try and see the links between multiplication and division. Or what I might do is I might change and say, well, some of these children are better at, say, dividing by 9, or they're better at dividing by 6, or they need practice of something else. So for example, in this case here, what you would have is, say, some children need practice in 7, some might need practice in dividing by 2, and so forth. It's about differentiation. So same conceptual idea, it's about differentiating that idea to make it accessible for all the children in our room. Now in this case here, it's basically 2 players, and the gameplay is pretty similar. So in this case here, imagine I've spun up 3, it'll be whatever 3 9s are, and I put a counter on 27. Okay, that's there. The next player would have a turn, and they might spin up, for example, 6 9s, and that's 54, and they would put their counter there. Now the aim of the game is to get 3 counters in a row, column or diagonal. You're the winner. If you want a longer game, it's 4 in a row, column or diagonal, and you're the winner. Or if you want a bit more thinking, imagine I'd place my marker there, or my counter there. We could have what's called a bump off rule. So the next player, the red player, might spin 6 9s, and they decide 54, they could remove the green player's counter and replace it with theirs. Now the gameplay is exactly the same for Spindiv. In this case here it's division. So if I spin up 36, what's 36 divided by 9? It's 4, and they'll put their counter on 4. So the gameplay is very similar. Now here's the interesting part. In this case here, the game is different. It's a board game style of thing. However, if you look very closely, you will notice that in this case here, the spinner is exactly the same, because I want to practice the same skill idea, but in a different configuration or different format. So they're getting more practice, but it doesn't look boring.